Hey everyone, welcome back to Little Blue Skiff. Today I am at a Randolph boat ramp here in Orlando. It's the first time I've been here, so I was just checking it out. I have the Skiff today. The sailboat's back at home, so thanks for joining me. Let's go explore. So just walking towards the ramp. I'm just checking it out. It looks like a nice clean lake. Actually, if you listen to the audio, you can hear a phoebe, eastern phoebe, in the calling in the distance. They make that phoebe sound, phoebe. Hey everyone, welcome to Little Blue Skiff. So I'm out in the boat today at Little Lake Conway, and for the first time, and just exploring a little bit. First thing I notice is there's a lot of weeds coming up to the surface, so I got to be very careful on not to get fouled on the prop and everything. But looks like a nice, very clean lake. Finally found the public boat ramp to get onto this chain, and the chain is kind of near the airport, so it's fun to explore new places. So I'm just gonna go around and film, see what I can see. Oh yeah, let me dip the camera in the water and show you the weeds that I'm talking about. Hold on a second. Hope this works. That's a view underneath the boat. I hope that came out okay, but you can see the weeds right near the surface, even though it's 17 feet deep or whatever. Here's a look back at the boat ramp. There's a lady there, and she caught a fish first cast, so I'm gonna have to go back and check it out when I get my when I go fishing. Know what to expect, so stick around. So I'm going up pretty much north from the middle of the lake. There's some canals or something that go to an adjacent lake. I was just going to try and take a look at that and see what that looks like. Yeah, just exploring today, Little Lake Conway. I think I'm going into the canal that leads to Lake Gatlin, which is north, one of the lakes that's north of Little Lake Conway. Just want to put my nose in and see if the boat will get through. Yeah, here's the canal entrance. Coming up. You can see how shallow it is. Again, very first time I've been through this, so never know. how deep or shallow it's going to be. If you're beeping, that's a depth alarm. That I have set to 3 feet. My skeg is 2.5 feet. Yeah, so far so good. It's holding at 6 feet. My nose in. I don't know if I'm going to get in very far. There's still a lot of weeds and everything around the bank. I don't want to foul my engine. Oh, you hear chittering. That's a belted kingfisher. That's a nice pavilion. Blue jays and belted kingfishers here. So far the depth is holding at 4.5 feet, so I'm okay. There's pretty houses back in here. The chittering you hear is the belted kingfisher. Oh, yeah, there he is. I think I'm gonna turn around. I went ahead and spun around. First time through, so I'm a little cautious. Go back to the barking dog. Still going through that canal. Yeah, I'll probably bring the hunky-dory back in here. I'm hoping I can sail it across that lake and then maybe do some paddling back in these canals and check out how deep they are. So we're coming out of the canal that leads to Lake Gatlin and going back into Little Lake Conway. I mean, this puts you right into people's backyards too. I mean, I don't want to film. I want to respect their privacy and everything. But you are literally in their backyard doing this. So I'm very careful how I point the camera. was a little shallow coming through this entranceway. So I'm a little careful here. There's another boat in the middle of the lake. Going east on Little Lake Conway, just riding around the lake. Right now is Little Lake Conway. Looks like a peanut-shaped lake, you know, with a constriction in the middle. So I'm like right in that constriction between the two halves of the lake. What surprises me is the depth here on Little Lake Conway. It's 20-some feet, which is amazing. Most of the lakes that I've been on, especially along the St. John's, have been 4 feet deep. So this is, we're at the most 7 or 8 feet deep, but 13, 14, that's like the channel depth of the St. John's River. Anyway, they're just going to peek into here and probably turn it around. Again, you can see the constriction in the lake. I'll go back through and start heading back to the boat ramp too. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and time-lapse the return. So here we go. This is Little Lake Conway. Pretty much the center of the lake between the two halves back to the Randolph boat ramp. Here we go. Yeah, and here we are back at the Randolph boat ramp. So that took us across the lake. You can see the idle speed sign really well in the boat ramp where I launched the Little Blue Skiff. Yeah, so right now I'm motoring across the lake again against the wind. I'm going to spin it around and try to do speed, you know, just to rev the engine up a little bit more. Downwind across Little Lake Conway in a second. Alright, here we go on the speed run. So right now I'm going at 4.5 miles an hour. Accelerating 5, 6, 9, 7. engine rev test, and I got up to like 10 or 11 miles per hour, which doesn't seem fast, you know, compared to a car, but in the boat it is fast. The problem is the hull is so light that the bow comes way up, and I got up to about 11 miles an hour, and I could feel it starting to plane. I could feel the you know, the wave underneath my foot, underneath me, and I'm in the back of the boat. So basically towards the end, I wasn't moving the throttle, and it was the boat was still accelerating. And then at some particular point, the engine sped up a little bit more. I think it was actually coming out of the water, so I backed it off. It'd be fun to try with more, you know, another person in the boat to keep the bow down. Anyhow, that was fun. So if you like this content, I have many more videos of the Little Blue Skiff, just exploring different places. This is the first time at Little Lake Conway, so I was just looking around. But I have lots of other videos, including the construction of the Little Blue Skiff. And then I also have the Hunky Dory, my 17-foot sailboat. Still testing that. I've been to Dinky Dock in Winter Park a couple times, and you can see the construction of that one as well. So you can join me there, still on this channel, as I start to sail that boat. They only approach the dock as fast as you want to crash into it. So pretty much just using the wind here to push me towards the dock.